Yeah, 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 Ergo. Hey, 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 look.
Yeah, let's get right into it. You know what I'm saying? No need to wait. So today's topic, we talking about open relationships. So
Hmm.
this topic came up because podcast members of a podcast called Defiant Digital, and they have on four people: Cynthia Lucia, they had Paige Kennedy, and they had what's his name, Carlos Miller and Tajina. They're all comedians and they're close friends. Now, two of them they're on the side of open relationships, and the other two, Carlos Miller, Antonio Skitz, they're on the side of more traditional marriage. So they were basically going back and forth saying like why each side is for open relationships, why each side is against it. You know what I'm saying? It was getting pretty heated, but it cooled down by the end, you know. And they're talking about all the benefits and the disadvantages of being in an open relationship that they don't want to deal with. So my question is, what side are you on?
So for myself, absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not built to be in an open relationship. I am not meant to be in a polyamorous situation, a throuple, whatever. Not over here. However, like there's no harm in it, and so why not? Like, if that's what you like, that's cool. But for me and myself, we gonna stay right here in this monogamy.
Um, I say I'm against it. You know, the reason is because I've always looked at open relationships like they sound good on paper, but it's so much bullshit that you can deal with that can go wrong too. Because
Hmm.
you got worried about somebody catching the STD. You got worried about somebody having a baby outside the relationship. You got worried about somebody falling in love with that outside partner and leaving you for that other person. And I think
Hmm.
another thing that people are trying to forget too is because I feel like people go into open relationships thinking that, oh yeah, if I get an open relationship, that means I'm going to have options. But that's not true at all because, and you think about it, memories still don't have that many options in an open relationships. If anything, I feel like open relationships benefit more women than men.
Hmm. Okay, we're gonna back it up just a couple first.
Mm-hmm.
I think the issue is a lot of people take the idea of an open relationship and think it means you get to sleep with whoever you want, talk to whoever you want, but there aren't any rules and regulations. But for an open relationship to work, both parties have to agree with the expectations and the rules for their relationship.
Right.
So that's going to look differently with every couple.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I think a lot of people like the idea of it, but don't realize it's still a relationship. Like you were talking about, oh, they might fall in love with someone else. From the people I like, I got a lot of people on my like friends list who post about being polyamorous, being in open relationships, etc. The idea is you don't have to restrict yourself to just loving one person. It isn't a matter of, oh, my main partner, my first partner, I love them less than someone else. It's just I have love for multiple people, and I might have love for multiple people in different ways, and they may satisfy me in different ways. Because sometimes people are in open relationships, and one partner that they have, they're not even sexually active with, and other partners they are. Um, and so I think what what stuff? Don't be looking at me like
Yo, you,
that.
you wait back. You gotta back that up. Now you said it's one person they might not be sexually active with, and the other partners they might be.
Yeah.
Damn, that shit sound ass though. Cause think about it, man. Having your main chick at home talking about, babe, are we gonna do you know what tonight? No, babe, I gotta get Keisha and Layla some you know what. You know what I'm saying? But you stay at home and be a good wife. You know how bad that sounds to your wife?
Well, I mean, I guess, but that's probably not how that conversation would go.
How you know?
At least from all the videos and think pieces I've read and TV
Yeah,
shows I've seen it mentioned on, that's not really how it works. I think because we are in monogamous relationships and we're monogamous people,
yeah, yeah.
we have a perception of what it's supposed to be like and what it looks like. And because we're not in it and we don't understand it,
Mhm.
we're quick to judge it.
Right.
And we're quick to put the views we have for our monogamous relationships onto their open relationships. And like it's becoming more common now in like our culture, but like in the US, in like the West. But there are other cultures outside of the West where this is common.
Hmm.
That you don't have partners that you are just with one person, you're stuck with them for the rest of your life, etc.
Mm.
That's more of a Western concept. There's lots of areas where that's not the case.
So two things, right? Because that is true, and I did research on it. Because like back in the olden times and stuff, like even if you get into religion in the Old Testament and stuff, polygamy was always been a thing, right? But
Right.
one thing I feel like a lot of men forget about polygamy is one, when you're in a polygamous relationship, like you have like 3 wives or 3 girlfriends, you're the main provider and protector for all 3 of those wives. So it's like you thinking, yeah, I'm about to have all these hoes and stuff like that. Yeah, but you also gotta provide and protect all 3 of them. You can't be like, all right, Keisha, I got to just finish slanging you and something. I'll see you in 2 weeks. No, no, no. You still gonna have to pay her bills. You know what I'm saying? You still, she be like, where you going? I got a phone bill that's due next week. You gonna give me some money? He's like, damn, I just paid on such and such last week. He's like, I don't give a fuck. You still gonna give me money. So it's like, it's still it's more responsibilities you have to step up to when you become in a polygamous relationship or even open relationship. Because fun fact, you think you gonna just get some ass for free as a man? No, it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? And two, you said the thing about rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like every relationship is different, obviously, especially in open relationships. So it's like it all depends on what rules y'all set. But my question is too, if y'all in an open relationship for a certain period of time and somebody says, okay, I want to go back to just being a monogamous relationship, don't you think that will be kind of hard to do if you're so used to like, damn, I'm so used to having like different hoes for years. Like now we gotta go back to this us.
Well, I think it would depend on like if both people agreed and wanted it. The
Yeah.
issue is if one person wants to go back to monogamy and one person doesn't, then it won't
Yeah.
work often because one person is sacrificing part of themselves that they maybe don't want to. Now
Mhm.
they might go, okay, my partner wants to be monogamous now, and I'm cool with that. Like that's the sacrifice I'm willing to make to be with them. But I think the real issue is if you're not on the same page about it.
Mhm.
Um,
Wouldn't
but
that be funny?
hmm,
Wouldn't that be? I'm sorry, I just started throwing my head like that conversation. Like, babe, I know we had our fun for about 2 years being poly, but I want to go back to being just us. And the nigga be like, uh, he's like, can we get a few more weeks? I got a little thing lined up. That shit would be
stop it.
hilarious.
Well, but I think the issue is like even right now in our discussion, you keep like bringing the relationship back down to just sex.
Hmm.
And people who are in polyamorous relationships, who are in open relationships, yeah, they like maybe more so in open relationships than like polyamorous relationships because there is like a difference.
Yeah, of course.
Because like open relationships more so are just like you're able to have relations with other people, but you might not and date other people, but you might not be as romantically involved, from my understanding. But I might be wrong because, like I said, we already know what team I'm really on. But polyamorous relationship is I did like you have multiple partners who you love and they bring out certain sides of you, and that's they cater certain sides of you, et cetera, et cetera. But we keep bringing it back down to sex, and like that's not necessarily the reason why they're open or in a polyamorous relationship. Sometimes it is, you know, but it's just that they crave more connection than maybe other people or are more accepting to having more connections. Because we've all been in relationships or know people who like they get in a relationship and they feel like their partner has to fulfill every single aspect of themselves. They have to fulfill every need. They need to be able to support them unconditionally. They need to be able to, et cetera, et cetera. And the idea in a polyamorous relationship is you can have more than one person help to fulfill you
Yeah.
and to support you in those needs.
Yeah. Like for me, like at the end of the day, people live their own lives. At the end of the day, they ain't gonna listen to everybody. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna
Right.
be free, feel free to do what you want. But just for my taste, like I don't think like open relationships. If you're somebody that feels though you want to spice up your relationship or so you want more, I feel as though it's like open relationships ain't always the
Oh
best
yeah.
solution. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Because I feel like people do
Mhm.
it for the wrong reasons, thinking like, well, this is going to spice up a relationship. But like I said before, it might seem that way on paper, but at the end of the day, it's so many things that can go wrong. And plus, it's like you said too. It's like y'all both gotta be 100% confident and like sure that y'all both want this. Otherwise, I don't see that shit working or being healthy.
Right. Well, and you bring up a good point though. Um, dang, what was your point? No, you bring up a good point. Um, Dang, I really did lose it. Hopefully it come back,
What you
you know. But yeah, like I think, oh, I it came back. See, I don't think it's a way to really spice up a relationship. You know, people talk about like swinging,
yeah.
um, opening up the relationship to spice it up. But really, it only works if you've checked your ego, you've checked your jealousy, you're super secure in yourself and super secure in your partner, because that's the real issue. Is we're jealous, and we're naturally jealous. You know, people get jealous of their partner's friends.
hmm
People get jealous of their partner's mama. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, see, and that's a good point you bring up too. Like how over jealous that people are quick to get. So it's like just to say like, oh, things like, oh yeah, like we can or go into this open relationship and this pie thing, and it's like it can be like the answer for things. It's just like
No,
it's
it's
hard
not
for
going
a
to
lot of
fix
people.
anything.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
No,
It's hard because some people have a hard time being emotionally available to just the one person. So if you in an open
exactly.
relationship and you got three other people that you've seen, it's like you can't handle one person. How the fuck you gonna handle three more? Like let's
Right?
keep it a buck. So
100%. And that's the real thing. Like, most of us have too much jealousy, too much ego. We are not good at communication. Open relationships require a lot more a lot of communication that we aren't doing in our normal relationships. You know, it's about being honest. And because, like, even in an open relationship or in a poly relationship, people can still cheat. Cheating is not following the rules that you guys set forth and agreed upon on.
yeah.
And I think that's what people don't realize. But like I said, it's not for me, but I get it. Like, I don't want it, but I get it. Like, and it's not hurting anyone. What is it? You know, how does that affect me? Who you are dating, marrying, loving, sleeping with, no skin off my back. As long as it's not my man.
I mean that shit definitely ain't for me, but to each his own. Just be careful out there and just know the right reasons to get into one. Don't be that motherfucker to be like, oh yeah, this definitely gonna save our marriage. Nah, bro. You gonna be in your feelings if this don't go the right way you think, my nigga. Just saying.
Yeah. Erk up.